situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, you know, that I hope that that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, you know? That part where the young guy went like, he did this little move and shit and got knocked the fuck out, like right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp. And he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or the 305.
Looks like Drake finally got his revenge, and he's not holding back. After all the shade Rick Ross threw at him during that messy feud with Kendrick, Drake's crew allegedly caught Ross slipping in his own backyard, and the streets are buzzing. Word is Ross got jumped by Drake's goons while he was in Drake's hometown, and now people are saying this could spark a full-blown war between the two rap heavyweights. But here's where it gets wild. Rick Ross isn't exactly rolling solo either. He's got deep ties, and the thought of him letting this go without payback, that's almost impossible. And if that wasn't already crazy enough, 50 Cent jumped in and stirred the pot even more. He's openly backing Drake, even telling him to keep the pressure on Ross to teach him a lesson. Remember, 50 was one of the few who publicly stood by Drake when Kendrick was tearing into him, so his words carry serious weight in this drama. The heat turned up after Ross became the talk of the internet for all the wrong reasons. Viral videos showed him and his crew getting brutally ambushed after his set at the Ignite Music Festival in Vancouver. According to TMZ, about 15 guys rolled up on Ross, pressing him about why he ended his performance with Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. The tension got ugly fast. The men circled him, ready to jump, and once one of them threw a punch, Ross's camp had no choice but to throw hands back. The fight turned into pure chaos. From the leaked clips, you could clearly see Rick Ross hanging way in the back while his crew and the 15-man squad went at it like a street brawl, fists flying everywhere. It was nothing but madness, and the moment those videos hit the net, the first name everybody pointed to was Drake. Why? Simple. Number one, it all went down in Canada, Drake's own turf. Number two, the setup looked way too perfect. These 15 dudes weren't just random fans. They literally sat around waiting for Ross to finish his set, just to circle him up like they had a mission. Folks started saying, nobody does this for free, somebody had to pay them. And then, Drake didn't help his case. Minutes after the clips hit social media, he was out here liking posts about the beatdown, almost like he was waiting on it to drop. Suspicious timing, right? But Ross, man, he brushed it off like it was nothing. He jumped on Instagram, clowning the whole situation with a slick comment under a post that said, I thought they were bottle service boys. Then he hit the airport flexing, posting a pic with the caption, Vancouver, it was fun till next time. Followed by a video of him sipping champagne and laughing it all off like it was a joke.
Bigger person, I'm a boss, Drake, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to apologize. First and foremost, you gotta admit, confess you got your nose reduction, and confess you got a BBL. And I understand, I know what it's like having those flaps on your stomach and that sweat being under there. You ain't wanna do that. You wanted to just jump. You drizzy, you BBL, you could go get it done.
But here's the kicker. Just when it looked like things might cool off, Drake started tossing more shade, fanning the flames of the rumor he sent those 15 guys after Ross. And then, out of nowhere, Rick Ross's baby mama, Tia Kemp, decided to jump in and stir the pot even more. And of course, Tia Kemp was loving every second of this drama. She's been coming at Rick Ross for years, so there was no way she was just gonna sit quiet while this mess played out. She hit IG fast, reposting one of Rick's own photos from after the fight. In the pic, Ross was sipping juice from a glass cup, holding it up so it covered one of his eyes. Tia wasted no time throwing shade, saying he purposely hid that eye because he got punched there, and she dropped a bunch of laughing emojis to drive the point home. Then she slid straight into Drake's comments and showed him love, even writing Drake, to which he actually responded, my GOAT. That little exchange did not sit well with Ross, who fired back in the comments, calling her O versus Granny. But Tia wasn't having it. She clapped back hard on IG, going off on Ross for trying to clown her with that grandmother jab. And just to make it sting even more, Drake doubled down on his support, following Tia on the spot and liking the video she posted where she went off on Ross. If that wasn't messy enough, here comes 50 Cent stirring the pot too. He couldn't resist trolling Ross, especially after all the boss talk Ross has been making online. 50 reposted the viral video of Ross getting pressed by those 15 guys and captioned it, LMAO, the greatest escape. Savage, Meek called the chasers, they chasing me. That's the line 50 Cent threw out while clowning Rick Ross, and he didn't stop there. He followed it up with a video of himself straight up laughing at Ross, roasting his security team for being useless and hinting that Ross ducked away from the punches while leaving his own crew to take the hits for him. Brutal, but let's be real. One thing about 50 Cent is he's always gonna jump into drama that ain't even his business, and this time was no different. He went all in, trolling everybody caught up in the mess. Still, it's not shocking he's siding with Drake. Remember, back when the Drake versus Kendrick war was raging, 50 was one of the few who stood solid behind Drake. Case in point, when Drake dropped that wild AI-generated diss tailor-made freestyle, 50 reposted a snippet and stamped it with his expert opinion. He wrote, "Okay, in my professional expert opinion on this matter, leave this man alone. I've seen this movie before, it will not end well. You disagree? Okay then, where is your itch at?" Classic 50, turning a beef into comedy while making it clear whose side he's on. Rick Ross was riding hard for Kendrick, and that's exactly why so many believe Drake wanted revenge. Not only did Ross side with Kendrick during the height of the beef, but he also dropped a diss track aimed right at Drake called Champagne Moments. And in it, Ross did not hold back. He accused Drake of being fake, saying he was cosplaying with an image that wasn't really his.
Ain't throwing no blows. Man, Will, they swung on your fat ass. You ain't done. You stood your fat ass back, man. Your scary ass. Your big fat scary ass stood back. I'm looking good now from this angle. That got back, man. He tried to. Oh, they kicking that shit out that security. They fucking his fat ass up. Watch this there, dog. That fat got on khaki green or something. Look at him at his stank breath ass all in his face with that doodle ass breath. I'm glad they smacked the out your ass. This bitch ass out there in the crowd like he run the city. Man, you ain't.
But Ross didn't stop there. He took things to a whole other level, bringing up rumors about Drake allegedly getting surgery. He rapped about Drake changing his appearance, even claiming he had work done on his nose. Ross threw bar after bar saying Drake was trying too hard to fit in and that it didn't match the Drake he first knew back when they were making records together. He even called out Drake for supposedly sending legal threats, saying, "I unfollow man because you sent a cease and desist to French Montana. You sent the police, hating on my dog's project." Ross made it sound like Drake had no loyalty and was trying to control everything behind the scenes. Then he doubled down, reminding fans of the old days, back when Drake was excited just to be around street dudes, soaking up the energy and lifestyle. Ross claimed Drake owed that world for his rise, but now he was out here switching up. Heavy accusations, and this is where things got even nastier. Drake didn't just brush off Ross's diss, he made sure to humiliate him in the process. Word is, Drake told his inner circle that Ross was out of shape and out of touch, and then started sending subliminal shots in his lyrics that fans quickly connected back to Ross. The timing was too perfect to be coincidence. On top of that, insiders claimed Drake was quietly pulling strings behind the scenes, making sure Ross's new music wasn't getting the same shine on streaming playlists. That move had people whispering that Drake was trying to blackball him completely. And let's not forget Drake's own fans began flooding social media clowning Ross, saying he looked washed up after the Vancouver incident. Meanwhile, Ross tried to play it cool, but the frustration started leaking through. He jumped on IG Live, ranting about fake industry snakes and throwing shade about rappers buying their way into respect. He didn't say Drake's name directly, but everybody knew who he was talking about. Ross even hinted that if he really wanted to, he could expose some things that would ruin certain people's images forever. Now with all this tension boiling, fans are asking one question: is this just rap beef, or is it about to get personal in a way we haven't seen in years? And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more reckless, 50 Cent came storming back into the mix. He started clowning Ross nonstop, posting memes and videos saying Ross talks like a boss but moves like a rookie. One clip even showed Ross getting rushed in Vancouver with 50's voice laid over it, laughing, "This the big boss? Man, this looked like the big loss." Savage. Fans were eating it up, tagging Drake under every post and calling it the ultimate link-up. Drake dropping subliminals, Ross's baby mama siding with Drake, and 50 Cent piling on with his trademark trolling. The internet hasn't let Ross breathe for a second, but here's the wild part. Instead of firing back at Drake, Ross shifted his focus onto 50, saying he's been obsessed with him for years and only uses Drake's name for clout. Ross claimed, 50 don't got no music moving, so he gotta keep my name in his mouth to stay relevant. Still, nobody could ignore the fact that Drake kept liking shady posts and quietly boosting anybody who dragged Ross. At this point, the beef isn't just rap talk anymore. It's starting to look like a tag team takedown aimed at breaking Ross's image completely. By now, the whole situation had turned into a circus. Ross couldn't post a single thing without Drake's fans or 50 Cent's followers swarming his comments, clowning him non-stop. Every move he made online got turned into a meme, from the champagne photo to his airport flex. Nothing was off limits. To make matters worse, whispers started spreading that Ross's own camp was getting frustrated too. Some insiders claimed his security felt set up in Vancouver, like Ross left them to take the punches while he hung back sipping juice. That rumor only made the internet drag him harder, with people saying the big boss wasn't so big when the fists started flying. Meanwhile, Drake was sitting back cool as ever, dropping cryptic emojis and sly likes on shady posts. Fans read it as him confirming what everyone was already thinking, that he had a hand in making sure Ross got embarrassed in Canada, and instead of clearing the air, Drake let the speculation run wild, fueling the idea that this wasn't just coincidence, but a calculated payback. Now the rap world is split. Some calling Ross a victim, others saying he got exactly what was coming to him. Either way, the drama shows no signs of slowing down, and everyone's waiting to see who makes the next explosive move. And then came the real twist. Ross finally snapped.
Just confess. Confess. I know you're not going to respond, and this pace is boring me. It's moving too slow. When I came in the game, you had to move fast, drop a Freestyle Fridays. Now the social media, I can't do it. You got your minions. What's the other white boy name? 1090. He looked like a wet little whale flapping. Shut up. Mind your business, peon. Man, apologize. White boy, BBL Drizzy, I got a question. I saw you posted you got more money than Ricky Rose. And let's assume you did. Well, your best friend, Birdman, his house went into foreclosure 5 years ago. You done watch that man struggle them 5 years and ain't get that man a mansion? Because if you got more money than Rose, what's another 50 million, white boy?
After days of being clowned by Drake's fans, trolled by 50, and shaded by his own baby mama, he jumped online and sent out a warning shot. Ross said he wasn't worried about internet games, but if anyone thought he was soft, they'd see a whole different side of him soon. He even hinted that he had dirt on Drake that could shake the industry if he decided to drop it. Fans immediately went wild, begging Ross to spill whatever secrets he was holding back. Some even claimed he was talking about personal things that could ruin Drake's polished image. Meanwhile, Drake played it cool, posting selfies, hanging with his crew, and acting completely unbothered, which only made it look like he was daring Ross to actually pull the trigger on those threats. And of course, 50 Cent couldn't resist jumping in again saying, Ross ain't dropping nothing, he just talking like he always do. That one comment alone sent social media into a frenzy, with people debating whether Ross was bluffing or if he was really about to expose Drake in a way no one expected. At this point, it's bigger than music beef. It's turned into a battle of egos, secrets, and survival in the spotlight. So as you can see, Rick Ross has been moving reckless when it comes to Drake. So it really wouldn't be shocking if Drake finally decided to send a little message his way with that ambush. The street's been saying it, and after all the trolling, shady lyrics, and public shots, the timing couldn't be more suspicious. Of course, social media had plenty to say too. One person wrote, everybody gangster till they get punched in the face. In Canada, they really rumble. Another commented, Drake ain't even have to respond to Ross's diss. Ross ended up in a crash and got beat up anyway. Fans are split down the middle. Some think Ross had it coming, while others believe Drake crossed a line that might spark something way bigger. But now I want to know what you think. Was Drake really behind that attack, or did Ross just catch bad luck in the wrong place at the wrong time? Drop your thoughts down below, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe, and share this video with your people. And I'll see you on the next one.